Yo, 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 what's up? We got Silverback Seth Petrozelli in the house with me, Filthy Tom Lawler, and I'm fighting next week UFC 154, sporting my head rush shirt, my walkout shirt. Seth's got the head rush hat on his head, and we're talking about UFC on Fuel, Rich Franco versus Kung Lee tonight. We got some picks for you. If you're a gambling man, then go ahead, get the stacks of papers ready, because we got millions and millions and millions of dollars coming your way. Alright, first fight we're talking about, Ricky Fukuda versus Tom DeBlas, middleweight fight. Tom DeBlas' first fight at middleweight, I'm pretty sure. Fukuda's looked pretty good in the UFC so far. Seth, what do you think?
Well, Tom, like you said, Fukuda has looked good so far. Will he look good in this next fight? I think so. There's a lack of Japanese fighters in the fight arena right now, so I'm going to vote for the Japanese guy. Just for that reason.
Yeah. We already talked about this. I'm going to pick him for a different reason, because he's a skilled fighter, not because there's less Japanese guys in the arena.
I would like him to win.
There's probably actually more Japanese guys in that arena than there's going to be white guys from America, because they're fighting in China.
Chinese guys?
Yeah, so I'm going to go with Fukuda as well. Next fight's Yasuhiro Ushitani versus John Lineker. I got Ushitani. He's coming off a tough loss to Joe B, but I think he's getting back on track here. What do you think? You don't even know who these guys are.
I don't know who these guys are, Tom, but we talked about it earlier. You kind of got me up to speed on some of them. These two, not so much, so I'm going to go once again with the Japanese guy.
Seth's great picks of these fights here. All right, next one, Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres versus Morinobu Tezuka. This is the one guy I've never heard of on this show. You know, I consider myself a big fan of MMA. Haven't heard of Tezuka, so he could be, it could be great. It could be really good. But Bruce Leroy's looked fantastic in his last few fights. I'm going with Bruce Leroy.
Once again, Tom, I'm agreeing with you. Bruce Leroy, I've seen him fight many times, and I've actually trained with him a couple times down south. And I'm going with him just because he's a hometown guy.
All right. Sounds good. You trained with him?
I did, down south. When I cornered a couple of our fighters, we actually trained the day before.
Where, like Young Tigers?
I don't remember where it was.
Oh, okay.
It was just a little gym.
All right, yeah. Okay, anyways, there was a couple fights scratched off the card. We had Hyun-Gyu Lim, who's coming in with a lot of hype. He got taken off the card, medically unfit, unable to compete. Don't really know what the deal is with that. Hopefully he can get a fight in the near future.
Hopefully it wasn't that Macau food that all the fighters are eating.
Yeah, because I'm sure food in Macau is terrible when it's like a highly industrialized place. Yeah. Anyways, first fight, main card on Fuel, we got Takeya Mitsugaki versus Jeff Hoagland. I think the trip overseas is going to be a little too much for Hoagland. I'm taking Mitsugaki.
Yeah, Tom, we talked a little bit about that, the Americans traveling so far and the Japanese fighters not having to travel as far. So I think that's actually going to weigh on him as well. I'm going once again with the Japanese fighter.
All right, good call. Next one, Mongolian Wolf, Tiquan Zhang versus John Tuck. John Tuck from Guam won't be traveling as far as some of the other American fighters, if you really consider him American. He's probably a Chamorro or a Guamish or whatever they call him. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think it's Chamorro. But I'm going to go with John Tuck here. What do you think?
I think, no, this is one we agreed on as well when we talked about this in the press fight talk.
Yeah. This is our second take. Third take, maybe.
Third take. And yeah, I'm going to go with John Tuck. He's from Guam. He's one of the home. Yeah, I'm going John Tuck.
Okay, sounds good. I got Takanori Gomi against Matt Danzig. I'm taking Danzig. I think he's going to pull off the win. I think he's going to get back on track. Gomi was a killer back in the day. I think he's kind of faded a little bit. I think it's going to continue.
I disagree with this one, Tom. This is where we do disagree. Gomi was a killer back in the day, and I think he's hungry for it right now. Danzig, great fighter, but I think Gomi's going to be too much for Danzig to handle.
Yeah, no, just to preface that, Gomi actually didn't kill anyone that we know of. So I don't think he's an actual killer.
That we know
but
of.
he was really tough. He was on a really big win streak. So, that's what I meant. I don't want people getting the wrong idea. All right, next one, Stun Gun, Yong-Hyun Kim versus Paulo Thiago. I'm going with the Stun Gun. I think he's going to be able to just kind of hold Thiago down and use his judo to get the win. I think his striking is good enough not to get knocked out. I think this last loss, the injury loss to Demian Maia, it's tough to get a lot out of that fight and say, okay, he's on a loss, or he took a loss, a bad injury like that. I'm going with the Stun Gun. I think he's going to look good in the win.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Yeah, I'm going to go with Thiago on this one because of the striking ability of Thiago over Kim. I don't think that Kim's striking is as good as Thiago's, so I call TKO second round by Thiago.
All right. Now, from one Thiago to another, we're going to Thiago Silva versus Stanislav Nedkov. The Bulgarian basher Stanislav Nedkov coming off a win over Luis Kane. Thiago Silva, no, that fight was like 3 years ago. I don't know where he's been since then. Thiago Silva is switched camps. Now he's with the Black Zillions. He's gone from ATT. We'll see how he does in this fight. I'm thinking Thiago Silva. I think he's just going to be more skilled. Nedkov was kind of getting pieced up on the feet by Luis Kane before he caught him. What do you think, Seth?
I agree with you. I think Thiago Silva is not a literal killer, but a killer in the ring, as we said for the other fighter. And I train actually down at the Black Zillions. I've seen him train. I've seen how hard he goes. I've seen how skilled he is. So I'm definitely going to go with Thiago Silva for this one.
All right, so Seth's seeing how hard Thiago Silva gets, and he's picking him to win. And the last fight, the main event of the evening, or of the morning for us, will be Rich Ace Franklin. Is it Ace Rich? Yeah, Rich Ace Franklin versus Kung Lee. Seth's a big Kung Lee fan because of his karate style, or, I guess Sanshu, but, the spinning kicks,
traditional martial arts style, you could say.
Yeah, which I am not a fan of, by the way. Pro wrestling, big fan. And against Rich Franklin. I got Rich Franklin in this fight. I think he's just going to be too much. His last fight was a barn burner against Vanderlei Silva. I think Rich Franklin takes it, mostly because of training at Evolve MMA in Singapore with my boy Heath Sims. And I know Heath Sims makes about 10 Starbucks runs a day, so Rich Franklin's going to be really, really energized, based on Heath's help. So
Yes. I would pick Kung Lee, I think, if he would recommend me to go in one of his movies. But since that has never happened, nor will it ever happen, I'm going to have to go with Rich Franklin. Rich was my coach on actually Season 2 The Ultimate Fighter many, many moons ago. Good friend of mine, and I know he is an extremely well-versed striker, and I think he's actually going to outstrike Kung Lee in this fight as well. So I'm going to go with Rich Franklin for this fight, Tom.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he outstrikes him.
Neither would I.
All right, those are our picks. Just quick rundown. We got Rich Franklin in the main event, Thiago Silva. Then we disagreed. I got Kim. He's got Paulo Thiago. We also disagreed. He's got Gomi. I got Danzig. Then the rest of it, we both picked John Tuck, whose toe went from 6 to midnight or 9 to midnight on The Ultimate Fighter. Nasty toe injury, but we think he's going to pull out the win here. Guam's first win in the UFC. We both got Mitsugaki, Bruce Leroy, Urishitani, Fukuda.
Japanese, baby.
Yeah. So if you're a betting man, go ahead, place those bets in, and you'll probably get your money's worth. Not either one of us, but maybe if you pick against us, you'll do too well. You'll do well. All right. Bye.
You should be able to upload